3:30 on CBS, you have the Mizzou Tigers traveling to Athens, Georgia to face the number one team in the nation, the Georgia Bulldogs. At the beginning of the season, there wasn't much national buzz to this game. True, last season, that Mizzou team brought it to Georgia, challenged them for at least 2 quarters, and then Georgia got to business and pulled out the win. I was freaking out. That was the night of my bachelor party. I had other things on my mind, but nonetheless, that was a very strange game. I will say this about Mizzou. Very talented team. Very talented team. Coach Eli Drinkwitz has done a very good job over this past couple seasons of truly building a competitive team, a competitive SEC team. He's recruited at a level unlike many of his predecessors. And honestly, he has his team focused and confident and truly believing that whatever other team sets foot on that field has to see them. That says a lot about the kind of motivator he is. And I will say this, out of all the teams that Georgia has already faced and the teams that remain on Georgia's schedule, this Mizzou offense is the most complete and probably the most problematic. I've watched Mizzou all season because I have some personal investment in some of those players. It's a very talented offense, very problematic. Think about the type of quarterback that has presented the most issues for a Kirby Smart-led Georgia team. Smart, can move around, can make most of the throws, but is overall a gritty player. So I'm looking at Bryce Young, Joe Burrow, hell, Sam Ehlinger back in that Sugar Bowl. I'm thinking of those kind of quarterbacks. And Brady Cook is one of those type of quarterbacks. Maybe not to the level of a Bryce Young or a Joe Burrow, but he's an intelligent guy who can move around and can make most of the throws. He's having a terrific season so far. Mizzou has done a terrific job in having the right weapons surround Brady Cook. When you have a wide receiver like Luther Burden, there's no throw that you don't think you can't make. You just throw it up. When you have that kind of talent at wideout, the possibilities are endless as a quarterback. But it's not just Luther on that team. You have a number of wide receivers. I love Mookie. Mookie is awesome. He's a great player. I love Johnson. He's a talented, fast receiver. And while a lot of the national focus on this Mizzou team are on those wide receivers, which makes sense, Luther Burden is a freak show, Mizzou has a very talented running game. Cody Schrader's a talented back. He's one of those compact, patient runners, and he's been getting the ball consistently. I think the last couple games he's been carrying the ball over 20 times. He's getting solid yardage. That can deem problematic for this Georgia team. When you're able to run the ball effectively, protect your quarterback for the most part, as well as move him around in situations where he can run the ball, that's a dangerous offense. And I would go ahead and say, I know that Kirby has spent weeks preparing for this team, no matter what he tells the media. Our offensive line is going to have some challenges. The past 2 seasons in particular against Mizzou, that defensive line has presented challenges to the offensive line. And I don't expect much different this year. The key to victory for Georgia, protect Carson Beck. Make sure that Mizzou's defensive line isn't getting in his face, affecting throws, and definitely affecting his confidence. Carson's confidence has been growing week after week. I expect it to continue to grow. I expect him to get the ball out. He has some opportunities for some big shots against this Missouri defensive backfield. Get the ball to Dom Lovett, a former Mizzou Tiger, who I know is going to be personally motivated to make some plays against his former teammates. And let's keep this thing going. I expect a competitive first half with these two teams. But then after halftime, Georgia's going to make the adjustments, and we're going to clamp down on that Mizzou offense. And I got another win for the Dawgs. Final score, Mizzou 24, Georgia 38. Mizzou has had a terrific season so far. They're a very talented team, very well balanced. They execute at an exceptional rate, and they're extremely talented. But to come into Athens in that sellout crowd at Sanford Stadium and pull off the upset, I don't see it happening. But y'all let me know in the comments, what's your score prediction? And also, who's your player of the game?